Sorry, class, you gotta watch this again, but the 2 videos, I need to figure something out. So I'll figure something out for us so you're only watching 1 video. But remember, we got the solution, I believe, of -6. Plug -6 back in. So we know that this is 4 times, well, you know, 1 plus 6, because this is saying 1 plus 6 now, because the negative and 2 negatives next to each other, which is 7, plus -18 equals -2, -6 plus 1, which is -5. So we get 28 plus a -18, which equals 10. 28 plus -18 is 10, so 10 equals 10. So we checked it, works out. We know our solution is -6. So here's our second problem. 1/4 parentheses 12x plus 16 equals 10 minus 3 parentheses x minus 12. Okay, we have this fraction here, but remember, when we talked about fractions in front of the parentheses, we talked about maybe taking the reciprocal and getting rid of that. Now the rule is you can only take the reciprocal and get rid of it when you're left with just a constant term on the other side. So we have all this information here. So we won't be able to do that. So we're going to have to distribute it. And remember when I said when you distribute it, hopefully it comes out with even numbers, and this does. So this is saying 1/4 of 12x. So it's really saying 1/4 times 12x over 1. Cross reduce. This is 3x. 1/4 of 16. So again, 1/4 times 16 over 1. Cross reduce. Plus 4 equals 10. Now with this -3, we distribute the -3. So 10 minus 3x plus 6. So combine like terms. We can combine that. So 3x plus 4 equals 16 minus 3x. Positive 3x over here, so I'm going to add the 3x over. So this crosses out. So we have 6x plus 4 equals 16. Subtract the 4 now so we can isolate it. Oops, that's not my answer yet, sorry. X equals 2. So plug it back in to check. 12 times 2 is 24. So 24 plus 16 is 40 equals, if I plug in 2 here, 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 10 minus 3 times 0. So 1/4 of 40, so 40 basically cross reduce. Oh, I'm sorry, that should be a 10, not a 4. So if 10 equals -3 times 0, 0, 10 equals 10. So it checks out. Okay, so always go back, make sure you check your work. Okay, go back and rewatch these problems if you have any questions. So, many solutions and no solutions. Well, we saw on the worksheet the other day that we came up with a no solution. So, let's see it in, let's see it right here. Let's work on this problem first. We have x plus 2 equals x plus 4. So, we're trying to isolate the x. So, we want to bring one of the x over. So, we're going to subtract x. Well, remember the other day I said, well, if you subtract x from an x, you're left with nothing. 0. Not 0x, you're left with nothing. It's gone. So 2 equals 4 does not work. No solution. Okay? So you see 2 variables that get completely x'd out. Okay? Look at the numbers. So for example here, distribute first. 3x plus 6 equals 3x plus 6. Well, now I can look and say, looks like I have the same thing on each side, but I'll subtract 3x and see what happens. 6 equals 6. Now this is different than over here. We know 2 does not equal 4, but 6 does equal 6. So when it does have 6 equals 6, we're going to call this an identity. Okay, and we're going to say that it's many solutions. Okay. So it's an identity, many solutions, 6 equals 6. Okay, so you may see a couple things like this. They may not always have. On these problems, we would say that this is a one solution, because there is only one solution for this, -6. Okay, there's only one solution for this equation, 2. For these, many solutions mean I can plug in any number I want for x. I will get the same solution on both sides. Okay, so I could pick 6, and I'd get the same thing. Okay, try it. Plug a couple different numbers in and make sure you get on both sides of the equal sign. Here, no solution means whatever I plug in for x, it wouldn't work out on either side. No matter what number I plugged in, it would never work out. Try that if you'd like to. Okay, so here's your homework. Solve the equation if possible. Key thing here, if possible. Really check and see if you can solve it. Okay, so 3 problems here. Be ready to discuss these in class tomorrow. Okay, make sure that these are complete. So you have 2 videos again, and I apologize for that. Hopefully I can get it down to 1 video. Alright, if you have any questions, please email me. Take care.